As reality, of nowadays times, we can deal with the fact that somebody say we great after 50 or 60 fights. You know, you had to have 50 fights to get your first fight in the Madison Square Garden. You had to have 50 fights back in the 20s and 30s, you know? To fight in Madison Square Garden, you have to at least 50 fights. And that's not even a main event.
What?
Yeah.
So wait, where are you at in your career after 50 fights?
Huh?
You got to be like...
But listen, the reason why they have so many fights is because they fought so often. Some guys will fight 4 times a month. You know what I mean?
4 times a month?
Yeah. One guy battling Levinsky fought 3 times in one day. In the morning, he knew 3 different states. And won all 3 fights. 15 rounders, I believe.
Wow.
20 rounders, something like that.
That's crazy.
It's always going to be the
No, it's not crazy. It was just their life. It was every day to them. You know, they got guys that punch real hard and real slick boxers. Okay, oh, you real slick? I make it the round. Let's let it go to 45 rounds. You're a real good dancer, right? We're gonna see how long you can dance. You know, that the fighter could do that. If they're fighting a guy they know that's good mover and they move good for 15, 20 rounds. Now let's go to the fight to the finish. Let's see how fast you fight till it's just over. There's no distance until somebody falls. The longest fight that went under the Marcus of Queensberry is 110 rounds. The way we fight today. Jack Burke and Andy Bowen. Andy Bowen was the guy. Cause you know, back like 100 years ago, they identified you with your race. That's how they identified you. So they would say, in this corner, the little mulatto, Andy Bowen, and in there, the Mexican marauder, or something like that. You know, they always by your race. They call you the black. They call you the Dusky King. Or the Tan Terror, or something like that. Jack Dempsey is the Manassas Mauler from Manassas, Colorado.
They had no recovery time at all.
Huh?
They had no recovery time.
Well, listen, and can I tell you, Andy Bowen, look up his record. Boxer Andy Bowen. This guy didn't have a lot of fights, but look how many rounds he fought.
He had 26 fights, but 517 rounds.
Hey. Tell him the rounds he went before he broke the record. How many rounds he went before he broke the record? Andy Bowen. Look how many rounds he went before he went to 110 rounds. And he didn't die in 110 rounds. He died in like 20 rounds of an 80 round fight.
80 rounds? That's...
I told you he just broke the record for 110. 80 is nothing to him. 7.5 hours.
Non-stop.
Fighting 7.5 hours. It got so bad they just called it a draw because they couldn't hit each other because both their arms and hands were broken.
Yeah, I guess both wrists were broken.
Yeah. So they had to call both of the fighters. Everything was broken.
Jesus.
Skin tight glove. You know the gloves you drive when you drive your car?
Yeah.
They cut the fingers off and they put those on.
So it's basically bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah, they were bare knuckle fighters. And this is the deal. Guys that wore gloves were considered pussies. If you wore boxing gloves in a fight, you're a bitch. Real men fight bare knuckle. King's rule. Bare knuckle is the king's rule. And the Marcus of Queensberry was a man that was a boxing enthusiast. And I'm trying to think of the great author. Who was the great author like 1890s? What was his name? Come on.
Who, Dickens? No.
No, it was another one. He was in Redding's jail. Remember he wrote the poem of Redding's jail?
Who the fuck is that? Look it up.
The Marcus of Queensberry's son, right? Who started the way we fight now. His son, who was his son? They sent this guy to jail for having a sexual affair with his son. Do you know his name? Wait till you hear his name. Everybody knows his name.
Yeah.
The Marcus of Queensberry's son.
Is it Gustave Dory?
That's his son?
That's what I think. That's what it's saying right here.
Who was the Marcus of Queensberry's son lover? Very famous guy. When you hear his name, you go, whoa, him? But he sent him to Reading jail because he had that affair with his son.
Was the author Vincent Van Gogh?
No, this is a legendary. Oscar Wilde.
Oh, no.
Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde, he got sent to Reading jail because of that. The Marcus of Queensberry was very powerful. And that embarrassed his reputation, I believe, until he had it out for Mr. What's his name again?
Oscar Wilde.
Oscar Wilde. He
Damn.
had to have Oscar Wilde. Real J.P. Morgan, these guys had fights. All right. Sorry. Getting carried away. Talking too much. Can't do that, brother.
Once more.
Do that.
Keep going.
Jab, zip, roll. Same one. Jab, zip, roll. Oh, Mike. Perfection. Again. Jab, zip, roll. Do that. Hey.
Yeah. Set that right up. That right is right there after that left.
Let me get the left down first.
No, we got it. You get it.
One more like that. Jab, zip, roll. Do that.
Drop. You're getting over with the drop. When you twist like the wind, turn it. Keep it here.
Jab cross. Hey, jab cross roll. What you roll side jab? Cross.
Roll for good. Keep the chin in.
Again, jab cross, roll cross. Jab cross, roll cross. 1, 2, roll cross. Hey, what you roll? Cross. Straight. Jab cross, roll.
And you turn it. Beautiful.
Good move, beautiful. Jab, zip, zip, roll. Jab, zip, zip, roll. Jab, slip, slip, and then roll. Jab. Again. Jab, zip, zip, roll.
Very good. But keep it there.
Jab cross, roll. Well, where they going?
No, I mean, you're down here with it. After you punch him,
Jab cross, roll. Jab cross, roll. Jab cross, roll side. Jab cross, roll cross. Ooh. Double jab.
turn it. Yeah. Just come, yeah, exactly. Just you come out to me.
Again. Just jab cross, roll cross. Jab cross, roll cross. Wait. Ooh, this is perfect.
When you do this, this is coming here. Right. Bring it back.
Double jab, sleep, sleep, roll. Double jab, sleep, sleep, roll. Double jab. Sleep, sleep, and then roll. Double.
30 seconds, 30 seconds.
Penetration, double jab. Double jab, sleep, sleep, roll. Double.
Right there. After
Hook to
the
that. After hook to that. So what? Double jab, sleep, sleep, roll, hook, and then do that. Double jab, sleep, sleep, roll.
again.
Double jab. Sleep, sleep, roll.
Time!
Right there. See, you're out of harm's way there. Beautiful. You're outside that shoulder. Perfect.
Jab, but a shot, and then hook. Jab. Jab, hook. Jab, but a shot. One shot, and then.